Hey guys, welcome back. So, it's SpeedBuild time again. I don't know, I've been doing a lot of these lately just because I've been into building, and I've been into building spirals like we're doing right now, as you can see. Again, I want to say the big news, I'm on Curse Network, which allows me to use this great new music I got right now. I think it's called the William Tell Overture, if I remember right. Point being, I was able to get it through my subscription on the Curse Network. They have access to two really good websites for music. They have Audio Micro and Epic Sound, I think it was called. God, I gotta look that up. It's in my description below, but they're both really nice. Audio Micro, I noticed, it's really laid out in like a way where stuff kind of jump at you, and it's got a pretty cool little search terms and stuff. And at first, I thought that was the better one, but then I looked at the Epic Music or whatever it's called, the Epic one, and theirs was at first it seemed like a stripped down. There wasn't a whole lot there. And then I started messing around with the filters, and they let you do combinations of filter searches in a really easy to use way, and they have all their music split up in a lot of ways, so I was able to dig up like quirky bossa nova or electro samba or whatever. I was able to combine stuff that was able to generate up some neat results, and that's when I found out the library actually goes way deeper than it seems on the surface. So anyways, if you guys are ever thinking of joining a network, if you're thinking of doing channels, you know, I just want to say the Cursed Network's access to those two websites is tip-top, and I enjoy it mucho. I don't know why I stopped here on my speed build, but whatever, let's keep going. So anyways, so guys, we're gonna start doing like job contests for the Ahoy clan. I know some of you guys are in our Ahoy clan, and if you're not, go to the description right now and check it out in the link on the social club. If you join the clan, then well, for instance, we're going to start doing these challenges, but we'll also do things like when we do playlist times, we'll invite you so you can find yourself in the race videos with us. Yeah, you can check out the videos and be like, hey, there I am, I won that race. So if you guys want to get on that, or if you just want to stay up on our news, you know, follow us on our Twitter, follow us on our YouTube, but then join the Ahoy clan, because like I was saying, we're going to start doing contests, and I don't know how we're going to lay it out yet. So, I mean, you know, we're not quite there. We were just talking about it last night, but I told him, hey guys, I'm going to tell the others about this, what he thinks, and Icy said, go right ahead, it's a good idea, I think we're there. And so, we're going to do, we haven't decided on the number, you know, like a top 10 jobs kind of a contest. I'm not sure, so keep tuned for that. News on that should be coming out in just really shortly here, to be honest. And what we'll do then is have you guys make us some jobs and introduce them to us in the clan, or the crew, sorry, I'm calling it clan like I'm in some kind of a medieval warfare game, the crew. And then we'll look them up then and, you know, do like a little thing where maybe we'll showcase the winner or something like that. I don't know. We're still hammering out the details. So, yeah, keep your eyes built on that. So, I've been making a lot of stuff lately. And I know a lot of you guys have like requests for things, and while I'm working on tutorials, like for instance, I just did the small grid one today. I was wondering if you guys have any requests on you want me to build anything, any kind of challenges. You know, like, do you want to see me do, hey, I want you to go a roller coaster underneath the bridge, or I want to do, you know, a wall ride that goes through this one hole, or whatever. There's something that you think, that would be cool, Bacon, could you do that for me? Drop it in the comment. Maybe I'll see if I can. And if I can, I'll do a video review and show you how I did it. So, I don't know, it's just a neat idea. Maybe get you guys giving me ideas and show you what we can do out of that. So, if maybe you've ever had an idea that maybe you just didn't have the patience to do, or maybe you don't know all the tricks to get the props in the right angle to do what you want to do, and you want me to do it, let me know, man. I'll put your name on it too. I'll be like, hey, inspired by so-and-so. So if we play it, it'll be right there in the description. So it's just an idea. If you guys are interested, drop me a comment. Go ahead and write it down. You know where to find me. So, I do want to emphasize that if you guys do make races for us, like I was talking about the contest earlier, the most important thing, and is so important, is the ramp smoothing. If you guys make a race that's just basic ramps jumping over stuff, and it's really super fucking smooth, I'm gonna like that more than a huge wall ride like this that you slam into and fall off of because the ramps aren't smooth. And it's so easy to do. So I mean, maybe a couple of guys out there, I don't want to name names because I don't want to feel like I'm pointing out at people. But I feel like that we have a couple creators out there that we do races for that their stuff could be just so much better like really tip-top if they just smoothed out that entrance ramp. It's really easy. Check out my ramp tutorial part 1. If you don't want to check out mine, you know, check out anybody's. They're all over the place. Whether this song, Once Upon a Dream, you know, it's from Sleeping Beauty, that movie by that one cartoon company that starts with a D, that will, haha, assassinate you if you say their fucking name. Yeah, anyways, so yeah, what I was saying though, smooth out your ramps, guys. It would make way big difference. There are races that sometimes we race, and they go poorly enough where I don't make a video out of them, you know, because maybe we spent a lot of time slamming into stuff, or maybe it just didn't come out with anything usable. And honestly, one of the first ways to get these races moving really smooth is get those ramps smooth. That way cars don't bottle up there, and then people don't start that little kill frenzy that stops the entire race, turns a 5-minute thing into a 25-minute endeavor. So make a big difference. So yeah. Ramp smoothing. It's all about removing that bottom one and moving it back after you already built it. And also, before I mentioned on suggestions for if you want me to build something, no corkscrews yet. I'll be honest with you, I'm still learning how to do them. I kind of know how to make them. I know how to make them, but I make them kind of rugged still. I'm not smooth at it like these. Like these I can make in my sleep, but those I really have to sit down and concentrate, and they're very difficult for me right now. So that's if you guys ever wonder, you know, that's where I'm at. I can only get so good that the corkscrews are kind of my next hump, but I'll get over there, you know? I just honestly have only tried to make it like twice, and the first time was a fucking mess. I'll just be honest with you. But the second time it got way smoother. I got 3/4 around. I just had it in a weird place where I thought, well, I'd have to build so much stuff for this. Let's just start over somewhere else fresh, you know? So, anyways, yeah. So if you guys wanted me to build something for you, just let me know. Yeah. So, I know all you guys are also fans of Icy and Ouch, otherwise you probably wouldn't be here. And I want you to go over to Icy's page and check out that he changed his name. It's now Mr. Icy Gaming, which I think is a way cleaner name. It was just Icy Gaming before, but I noticed, hey man, if I search Mr. Icy, I'm seeing people that aren't you, man. Let's get that fixed. You deserve credit for your work, you know? So that way if someone searches Mr. Icy, they find him. If they search Icy Gaming, they find him. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. So I really like this speed build too. I like this music, this Flight of the Bumblebee. We did have sad news this week, and it's only for people who remember the wrestler Rowdy Roddy Piper. Rowdy Roddy Piper passed away this week. He was a really cool guy. When I was younger, he was a wrestler, and he was one of the bad guys. You know, wrestling always has like good guys and bad guys. Like, I'm old now, like I don't watch wrestling anymore, but when I was young, I watched it, you know, and you know how wrestling, they always have like good guys and bad guys. Well, he was king of the bad guys. It was him and Andre the Giant were like the two big bad guys, and Honky Tonk Man was like the second in command bad guy. It was ridiculous, but whatever, you know. But he had a cartoon that he was on. He was on the little WrestleMania cartoon in the morning. He was the leader of the bad guys on that too. But then after that, he got into some acting, and he was in actually some stuff that I really enjoyed. He was in They Live, this great movie by John Carpenter. In fact, They Live, you probably don't even realize that it influences something you see every day. The Obey logo, you know, the Obey logo, they stole the graphic from that movie. It's exact stolen from this one billboard in the movie, right in this one scene, where I'll just tell you, and it's this great movie about a guy who finds some sunglasses, and then he puts them on and walks around, and he starts looking at billboards. They say stuff like obey, or they'll say stuff like consume, or they'll say stuff like spend, and it's all just these trigger words. And then he starts looking at like rich people and bankers, and they're all these weird fucking aliens, and he realizes the world's been taken over, and we're being run by like some kind of crazy aliens that make us act the way we do. It was a silly movie, but you know, it was a lot of fun, and he was the first guy to actually say in a movie, and you've heard other people say this, "I've come here to do two things, kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum." It's a dumb, corny line, but he delivered it perfect, and it was really cool. He also was in Sunny in Philadelphia. You know that show? He plays the wrestler, the Madman. He does the charity wrestling with them, and he works for Dee's Barry Pyramid Scheme episode. Anyways, it's a bummer to hear about Rowdy Roddy Piper going. Just last week I saw him. He was at the Ronda Rousey promotion thing. He was talking about how he's given her permission to use the word rowdy. like he is Rowdy Roddy Piper, she goes by Rowdy Ronda Rousey now. And he, like, kind of condoned that. So, you know, it's a shame he's gone. At least he had a moment of fame on his way out. So we're almost getting to the end of this vid here. You can see I'm starting to do the spiral up after the wall ride. I didn't really have a point with this, I just kind of wanted to build. You know, other news I heard today, and this one strikes personal, was even more than Rowdy Roddy, was Nintendo hit their $10 million Wii U mark today, and most people are like, yay, 10 million! You know what, 10 million is bullshit. That is so sad. I mean, 10 million, they were celebrating it, they were talking about how it's awesome. And just a quick catch-up. The Nintendo Wii U came out in 2012. The Xbox One and the PS4 came out in 2013. So it had a whole year head start on the others. And Xbox is running at 13.5 million right now versus Nintendo's 10 that they had an extra year on. Now you start like kind of doing the math here, it's like you're like about 3 million, 4 million behind what you should be, maybe 5, 6 million behind what you should be. And it makes me think, you know, what the hell is Nintendo doing? For about 4 generations now, they've just been kind of floundering around. The Nintendo 64, it was, well, it had some good games. I can't knock the best games like all their Zeldas and their Marios, which only count for like, what, 12 games by the end of the system's life? But all the other games always suck. Like the Nintendo 64, beyond those ones, and like GoldenEye and a few small handfuls, the PlayStation 1 kicked the crap out of it. And then when the GameCube came along, man, I would rather have an Xbox at that time. The regular Xbox, play some Halo instead of some kind of updated version of some older Nintendo game. And then finally the Wii came out. And the Wii, well, the graphics kind of sucked and the motion action wasn't that, like, accurate. It did have the advantage of, if I handed the controller to my grandmother, she knew what to do right away, you know? And that's kind of the same advantage the very first Nintendo had. The very first Nintendo, it reimagined the controller. There used to be joysticks before that, like the Atari and the Intellivision and Coleco and stuff. And then they reimagined it, that square little handheld thing, which everybody got used to. I mean, I'm sure if you've ever played it, you can still, you know, do Super Mario Brothers running and jumping in your head real easily with that little thing. And so that was an advantage, and they kind of recreated that magic, that lightning in a bottle with the Wii U, and then they just flubbed it away with the Wii U. I'm sorry, with the Wii they had the magic, and then with the U they just flubbed it away. They have that big stupid touchpad controller. I know they thought, ooh, new controller, they'll buy this, and then they thought if they buy controllers, they'll buy a touchpad for a controller, and that's $100. You know what, fuck you, Nintendo, that was a terrible idea. That's why they only have 10 million units, because they're behind on the graphics, like they always are. They're always afraid of making adult games because they don't want to, you know, offend their kid audience. And that drives away to third-party developers because the graphics are always shitty and they're not going to get a really small audience. And here we are on their new cycle, and they already announced that the Wii U is done because they've got the Nintendo NX coming, you know. And so it's done, and I kind of feel like they're going to make the same mistake that Sega made. So if you guys don't remember, Sega used to be as big as Nintendo back in the day. Sega had the Master System, and it was as big as Nintendo. Just about. Maybe a little smaller. And then, after that, they came out with the Genesis, and the Genesis was awesome. But then they got greedy, and they came out with the Sega 32X Expander, which expanded the Genesis graphics to 32 bits. And then they came out with the Sega CD, which expanded it so it could use digital video and some, like, you know, music off the CD, which is kind of cool, but instead of doing that, they should just rebuilt a whole machine from scratch, which they ended up doing. They called it the Sega Saturn, and you know what? It was a sweet machine. You can't knock the specs on the machine. I used to play Marvel on it a lot. Marvel vs. Street Fighter, great game, and it flew by really good because it took advantage of both the disc and the cartridge. But that's exactly what they're trying to make the 32 do. But my point being is that while they were like going around and spinning all the wheels so that they can sell you more crap, and then they came up with a new system, imagine you're the mom buying all this stuff, and you're like, your kid's like, I want a Sega, okay. I want a Sega 32, okay. I want a Sega CD. Alright, fine, but then this better be it. And then a year later, you find out they're not supporting it anymore because they're now doing the Saturn. Alright, so your patience only goes so far because they bought the Saturn. But then that thing only lasted a couple years, and they came out with the Dreamcast. And even though the Dreamcast was maybe arguably one of the best systems ever, it was really, really freaking sweet. It was way ahead of its time. At that point, I think everyone felt so burned that they got, like, lied to. Not lied to, but resold stuff that's only good for a year or two. And I feel Nintendo's going that same way. I feel they're about to make the Nintendo NX, and it's after they burned us with the Wii, and it's after they kind of coasted on the laurels with the Wii, and it's after they kind of burned us with the other. And they keep coming out with all these dumb Nintendo DS's and little gimmicky things, and you know what? It's crap. It's crap. They're going to go and try to dominate the mobile phone market. The mobile phone market is dominated by indie developers, like the guys that made Candy Crush and the guys that made Angry Birds. So, anyways, future Nintendo is bleak. I'm glad you guys are here with me on the Xbox One. I'm going to be taking off here. Anyways, thanks for watching this speed build. Hit like, hit share, tweet this out, put it on Reddit, make your friends watch it, jam their eyeballs right into the screen, don't let them go away till it's done. Thanks for watching, guys. Eat a dick.